Immaterialism and Subjective Idealism. George Berkeley, 1685 to 1753, an influential Irish philosopher, is best known for his doctrine of immaterialism, often called subjective idealism. His radical philosophy challenged the prevailing materialist and dualist views of his time by asserting that material substances do not exist independently of perception. His famous dictum, esse est percipiat percipere, to be is to be perceived or to perceive, encapsulates his belief that the existence of objects depends entirely on their being perceived by a mind. Berkeley's immaterialism emerged as a critique of John Locke's empiricism and René Descartes' dualism. Locke proposed that material objects existed independently of perception and caused sensory experiences. Descartes argued for a separation between mind and matter. Berkeley, however, found these frameworks problematic. He denied the existence of matter as an unthinking substance independent of perception, dismissing it as an unnecessary and incoherent concept. In his seminal work, A Treatise Concerning the Principles of Human Knowledge, 1710, Berkeley argues that what we perceive as objects are merely collections of sensory qualities, colors, shapes, textures, and sounds, that exist only in the mind. He claimed that it is meaningless to talk about objects existing unperceived. A tree, for instance, does not exist as a physical entity, out there, rather, it exists as a set of ideas perceived by a mind. This raises the question of how objects maintain continuity when no human perceives them. Berkeley's solution lies in God as the ultimate perceiver. God continuously perceives all things, ensuring their existence even when no finite minds are present to observe them. This theological underpinning bridges the gap between subjective experience and the apparent stability of the external world. Berkeley's philosophy also sought to address skepticism, which was a central concern in early modern philosophy. He argued that by rejecting the concept of an external material world, we eliminate the gap between perception and reality. According to Berkeley, perception is reality, and there is no veil of perception separating us from the world. This framework undermines skeptical doubts about whether our perceptions accurately reflect an external reality because no such external reality exists apart from perception. Critics have raised several objections to Berkeley's immaterialism. One prominent issue is the problem of solipsism, which questions whether Berkeley's ideas imply that only the perceiving mind exists. However, Berkeley explicitly rejected solipsism, maintaining that other minds and a shared reality exist, mediated by God. Another criticism is whether his system can adequately explain the apparent objectivity and consistency of the physical world. Despite these challenges, Berkeley's immaterialism had profound implications for metaphysics and epistemology. By rejecting the independent existence of matter, he simplified philosophical inquiry, reducing it to the study of minds and ideas. His emphasis on perception as the foundation of existence shifted the focus of philosophy from external objects to the internal processes of the mind. Berkeley's ideas influenced later philosophical movements, including German idealism and phenomenology. His insistence on the primacy of perception resonates with modern discussions about the nature of consciousness and reality. While his immaterialism remains controversial, it continues to inspire debate and exploration in contemporary philosophy. In conclusion, George Berkeley's immaterialism redefined the relationship between perception, reality, and the mind. His bold assertion that the world consists entirely of ideas, sustained by God's perception, challenges conventional notions of materiality and provides a compelling alternative vision of reality.